Today, being a billionaire is easier than it's ever been. We'll take a look at the lives of the next generation of Zuckerbergs, Musks, and Gates as we count down to number 1. The following are the top 10 youngest billionaires in the world. Number 10. Alexandra Anderson. Alexandra and her sister Katharina are the daughters of a Norwegian industrialist Johan H. Anderson, who retired after a long career in business. The holding has a vast investment portfolio made up of private and public Norwegian firms, as well as over 70,000 square meters of real estate property. However, Alexandra is not one to be stuck under her father's shadow. She is a seasoned horseback rider and has received several honors from various horse dressage competitions. Alexandra's father, Alexander IV, left her well off, allowing her to focus on breeding noble creatures and relinquishing her more daring side. The 24-year-old Norwegian who became a billionaire at the age of 19 isn't the type to squander money, as she drives a used automobile and has high regard for her father's earnings. Number 9. Katharina Anderson. A few years ago, I didn't know anything about the Anderson family or even what a billion-dollar business was. However, as I got more involved in this journey of discovering why people don't buy my stuff and trying to figure out how to fix it, it became clear that someone had to be behind all of this mess. She adores designer accessories as well as pricey handbags and, more significantly, shoes. She has even claimed to be a shopaholic, which is far superior than Charlie Sheen's addictions. I'm not sure I'd blame her if I had 1.3 billion when I was 24, because I'd go for something significantly bigger than a designer Louis Vuitton bag. In 2017, Katharina was the troublemaker in the Anderson family. She was caught drinking and driving in her car, which resulted in her license being revoked for 13 months. She also spent 18 days in jail and had to pay a fine of $30,400, but it appears she has learned her lesson as she has stayed out of trouble. Number 8. Andy Fang. Despite his modest lifestyle, Andy Fang is one of the most enigmatic billionaires on our list. His personal life is largely a mystery, but he frequently appears at conferences like TED and other entrepreneurial events. His insight into building businesses is genuinely inspiring, and Fang was able to surpass the Billionaires Club barrier with the help of Stanley Tang. Both founded the food delivery firm DoorDash, which by 2020 was valued at $4.7 billion. Although the company is only modest, it has a lot of growth potential because it controls roughly 60% of the food delivery market in the United States. Andy Fang is a trailblazer who thinks it's premature to spend his earnings yet. He would rather reinvest them so his cash is well preserved in investments. Number 7. Wang Zi-long. It is not easy to become a billionaire at 25, and being one in China is downright unbelievable. Furthermore, owing to the fact that he inherited CNNC Huayuan Titanium Dioxide Company, which was worth approximately $1.3 billion. The company is one of the world's largest producers of titanium dioxide, a pigment that is used to coat plastic, ink, and other materials. Zi-long has a taste for expensive automobiles and high-end flats, despite the fact that he hasn't given access to his apartment for photo shoots. It's said that he resides in an exquisite home that is highly contrasting with the socialist ideas. Number 6. Austin Russell. Austin closely followed the footsteps of other self-made billionaires like Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, quitting Stanford University to pursue his ambition. At age 26, Austin is the youngest self-made billionaire in the world. His dream of becoming a burger entrepreneur turned out to be extremely lucrative, and he's now the world's youngest self-made billionaire at age 26. At the moment, Mr. Russell is valued at around $1.6 billion, as he is the founder and CEO of Lehmann, a high-tech firm engaged in the development of self-driving cars. While his money comes in on autopilot, Russell is widely believed to be a different kind of billionaire than, say, Elon Musk, since his technological genius and artificial intelligence flair allow him to not just be the youngest billionaire in the world, but also the wealthiest one. Russell owns a third of Lehmann, which is worth more than $5.1 billion today. Toyota and Volvo, for instance, are both heavily reliant on the company's products to develop high-quality self-driving automobiles. Number 5. Jonathan Kwok. The youngest son of the late Walter Kwok. Before his death, Walter was the chairman of the largest development firm in Hong Kong with a net worth of more than $16 billion. After his death in 2018, his two sons, Jonathan and Jeffrey, took over the family business. Despite being only 29 years old, Jonathan Kwok is worth $2.2 billion and is one of Asia's youngest billionaires, running the Sun Hong Kai Properties firm with a net worth of in excess of $33 billion, making it the world's second largest real estate corporation. Jonathan isn't like his father, who was all work and no play. You wouldn't see Jonathan displaying his money or buying ultra-expensive housing or automobiles. Instead, he is investing in his future, and within a year, his firm's newest ultra-luxurious hotel will welcome visitors to Hong Kong. Number 4. Stanley Tang. Stanley Tang is Andy Fang's partner in DoorDash, and he's one of the most brilliant minds of his time. Stanley should be credited with the invention of DoorDash, considering his enormous wealth of more than $2.2 billion would have been impossible without the internet. He's also one of the few who should thank the pandemic for providing him with the push he needed to become one of America's biggest startups. During the lockdown, the app's value skyrocketed, and it's predicted that around 60% of all takeaways in the United States were ordered through DoorDash. Stanley has been attempting to establish a lucrative firm since he was a youngster in Hong Kong, but his Stanford University education and computer science gave him the upper hand. Stanley Tang, the young billionaire, prefers to keep his personal life private and avoids purchasing expensive items. In contrast, Stanley likes playing poker both with friends and in tournaments. However, Stan frequently plays poker both with his spouse and in competitions. This is how he manages to grow his money even more. Following a memorable bluff in a high-stakes poker match, where he went all in with nearly nothing, he became known among poker fans. Number 3. Kevin David Lehmann. Mr. David is a third-generation German entrepreneur who inherited half of his father's business at the age of 18. After 3 years, the young German has amassed $2.5 billion and is the CEO of a large global pharmaceutical chain. This huge chain has over 3,700 stores in 12 countries and employs over 60,000 people. The firm has a market capitalization of about $12 billion according to various estimates. There are numerous rumors about how he spends his day, but one of the most notable is that rather than sleeping and like other teenagers, Lehmann doesn't enjoy it and gets up every morning at 5:30 a.m. After all, he's a German lad who loves reading books, sports, and most importantly, playing soccer with his buds. Number 2. Gustav Magnar Witzoe. Gustav is yet another Norwegian billionaire, it appears. It appears that Norway has a talent for turning young people into billionaires. Perhaps it's something in the cold air combined with the Viking DNA, who knows? The 29-year-old Witzoe got his enormous fortune as an inheritance from his father, who owns a significant portion of the world's largest salmon farming business. When he was 26, his father named him the heir of the half of the billion-dollar firm and made him worth $3.2 billion in a single fell swoop. He sold his first company, which he had founded in just 3 years, for $2 billion. Now Witzoe is valued at around $5.2 billion because of his ability to invest smartly in numerous technology firms. He accomplished this by intelligently investing in several tech startups. Gustav is not one to hide from the cameras, in fact, and is represented by several of the top modeling agencies in Norway, giving him access to some incredible places like Dubai, Switzerland, and the Caribbean. Why should he pay for the trips himself when someone else is willing to do it for him? Witzoe, unlike the other business owners on the list, doesn't hide his money. He frequently posts pictures from gorgeous locations all around the world of his many luxury automobiles and designer clothes. Number 1. Sam Bankman-Fried. Cryptocurrency has enabled the youngest self-made billionaire in history to amass a net worth of $22.5 billion in 4 years. while cryptocurrencies and his firm's FTX and Alameda cryptocurrency exchange platforms have aided him to become the world's wealthiest youngster. He was always surrounded by intelligence, being born on the campus of Stanford University and then earning a degree from MIT. Even if he has made an amazing amount of money in a short amount of time, Bankman still lives with a friend. While other billionaires always dress in top-of-the-line clothing and have designer apparel on, this young prodigy is frequently seen wearing a t-shirt and baggy jeans. Due to his effective altruism principles, he believes that a person should make as much money as possible so they may have a large impact on society. In 2020, he became the greatest donor to Joe Biden's campaign, donating $5 million to a pro-Biden super PAC. The young billionaire is a hard worker who seldom leaves the office and often sleeps on beanbags. As Bankman-Fried explains, he only leaves the workplace when his employees are sick of his presence. So how much money did you have when you were 26? Let us know in the comments below. For more luxury content like this, be sure to subscribe to Ultimate Luxury. Smash that thumbs up button and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date on new videos. See you again soon.